He was wondering what time are we going to start. We were waiting till 3:10 to give more people a chance to join. He said, okay. Okay, it's 3:10.
Okay.
Thanks for your patience, everyone.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am. I am Dr. Danielle, and my full name is Dr. Danielle Bryant, and I am one of the counselors here at the Wellness Center. And I was asked by Ms. Rhonda to give a brief presentation on some ways to try to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic and looking at overall strategies for wellness during this time. So we'll be doing that. I'm going to be wanting some interaction, and so I'll be asking you to access the chat room, respond to other types of brainstorming activities and things of that nature. So I really would like to be able to interact as much as I can with you all. So feel free to jump in, either through the chat or through the raised hand on the bottom of your screen. Just some brief background about myself. I've been a licensed clinical counselor for more than 20 years. Before I came to D, I was licensed in the state of Ohio, and been here for the greater part of a long time. So really like it. Before I came to Prince George's Community College, I worked at Loyola University of Maryland, as well as Maryland University of Integrative Health, and lastly, Howard Community College. So I'm really thrilled to be here right in my backyard and serving the students in my community. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be looking at, as I said, strategies for coping with the COVID-19 quarantine, and really overall, what can we all do to maintain our sense of wellness and well-being, right? So if you're ready to get started, why don't you give me a 1 in the chat bubble so that I know that you're with me and ready to go. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Okay. So let's get the first slide. These are the objectives. And these objectives were actually sent to me by Miss Rhonda. Thank you, Miss Davis. By Miss Rhonda. And so these are the areas in which I am going to focus on today. Thank you very much, Caroline. So looking at strategies to maintain overall health, giving you some examples of remote counseling offered in the community, as well as discussing specific examples for maintaining mental and physical health. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first slide I have here, nope, that's not it. The first slide I have here is, how would you describe a crisis? If you would, you can either respond in the chat and Ms. Rhonda will read that to me, or you can let me know by what you say. And as you do that, I'm going to turn this around so that you can actually write down your responses. So, how would you describe a crisis? Traumatic event, okay. Facing a major problem, yeah. Miss Rhonda, did I forget one? I got two here.
You have facing a major problem?
I do, and traumatic event.
And I just wrote one. To me, it's an unsettling time.
Okay. Are there any others?
I don't see any others.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
That's fine.
there's one from Miss
Uh-oh.
Davis. Miss Davis
Being
said
restricted.
yes.
Please, go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead.
I was reading from Miss Davis. She said being restricted in your normal everyday activities, it looks like.
Okay. Yes. Use the printing, restricted, restricted. Okay. All right. So, wonderful, wonderful. These all are reminiscent of what we might consider a crisis. Very good. Now, if we take that information, we can actually apply these same words of description to describing our situation right now in quarantine. This is a traumatic event. We've never had to do something like this before. We're facing a major problem. Oh, yes, one that involves loss of life. And it's an unsettling time. You bet it is, because we have no answers in terms of what's going to happen in the future. And then finally, being restricted in our daily activities, big time. A situation, thank you, Caroline, for saying a situation that is out of your control. Yes, all of those are accurate descriptions for what we're going through now with this COVID-19 quarantine. So I want you to keep that perspective, right? I actually read an article in the New York Times that equated what we're going through now akin to what we went through with 9/11 in terms of a nation, the mourning, the uncertainty, the loss of life, the loss of jobs, economic um, impact as well. So if you can see that, if you can see the parallels here between how we might describe a crisis and how we might find ourselves now in this quarantine, give me a 2 in the chat. Let me know that you can see that parallel. You can see how the two can go together. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So from the feedback, I'm getting that folks are on board with that type of analogy. So if we understand it in that way, the Chinese have a wonderful way of succinctly capturing the idea of crisis. They look at a crisis as an opportunity and danger side by side. It just depends on how you act and how you perceive it. It's a different type of thinking about it. It means that, yes, there's going to be some hardship, but then there's also going to be a silver lining. There's also going to be some positivity that comes out as the opportunity. And so today we're going to look at some of those opportunities. We have enough of the crisis. We understand. We're feeling the crisis. Let's look at the opportunities. The opportunity for wellness, the opportunity for self-care, One way to do that is to capture it in a that's not an analogy. I'm forgetting what you call that when it's all the when the letters represent words. Sorry, but nonetheless, I want you to think of a shield. A shield is, well, you tell me. When you think of a shield, what do you think it does? What does it do for you? How does it work for you? What does a shield? Acronyms. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, a shield protects. Yes, thank you, Mr. McKinley. What else does a shield do with my acronym of shield? So a shield protects. What else? Keeps us safe. Yes, yes. So a layer of safety. Repels. Oh yeah, yes. Repels that which we don't want. Yes, like the raindrops. Yes, that's good. Anything else? Okay. All right. So, for our purposes, our acronym of SHIELD is going to stand for very specific things related to well being and self care. The first one, the S, is for sleep. Very basic, but very necessary. Sleep is something that helps us to reset. There's actually scientific information that tells us that when we sleep, the brain actually scrubs itself clean to make room so that we can retain new information for the next day. That's good stuff. It's good stuff. But we can't do it if we don't get the restorative sleep that we need. Right? So during this quarantine, sleep is all over the place. Who's having trouble sleeping? Who's having trouble? Mm, okay, okay. I got some raised hands there. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm. Yes. Yes. Crazy dreams go along with it. I actually read an article by a psychiatrist that said the crazy dreams are a way of our minds trying to make sense of our inability to escape our current situation. So yeah, I woke up the other night, yeah, chasing something or something was chasing me. Crazy dreams. Yeah. But the trouble sleeping, if that is happening, I would suggest that you find a schedule, that you find a way to be able to wind yourself down from the day. And that you, if your typical bedtime is 10 or 11, that you back that hour. And that's when you start your wind down time. Your wind down time could be having a cup of soothing tea, nothing with caffeine. It could be reading a book. Right now, I'm reading the five love languages. Um, it could be meditating or saying a prayer of gratefulness at the end of the day. Something that helps you wind down. Notice I didn't mention TV, phone, tablet. I didn't mention those. Old fashioned ways of winding down, doing a crossword puzzle, doing a word search. If you set yourself up for better sleeping, it will increase the likelihood that you're able to get some restorative sleep. So set a timer on your phone that tells you it's wind down time. I actually have that. It's at 9:45. So I'm in the bed by 10:30, lights out. So I offer that to you as a way to try to create a sleep schedule. Back it up an hour, set a timer, have a routine. The H in the shield stands for handling stress. And my goodness, we've got some stress to handle. Managing stress, if you haven't been able to manage stress before, now that we're in quarantine, now that we're having to deal with this COVID-19, I wouldn't be surprised if the stress is off the charts, if it wasn't before. We're in a new situation, we're in new expectations that we really don't know what they are yet. And so being able to manage stress can look like a few things. I like this particular graphic here because it gives so many different ideas. Breathing, just basic breathing, taking a minute to pull in your breath for a count of 4 through your nose, holding it for 4, and then letting it go for 4 through pursed lips. Doing that 3 or 4 times can help to lower the heart rate, can help to lower the stress level. So I offer that to you. Breathing for a count of 4. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4, breathing through 4 with pursed lips. Another one on here is guided meditation. Guided meditation can be lovely. I often offer my students, there's a particular website, and I will put it in the chat right for you to access. And, oh, come on, there we go. There we go. And you can access that. When you go, it's for Kaiser Permanente. When you look under it, you're looking for the health and wellness podcasts. You find those, it opens up into health podcasts as well as mental health podcasts. I used them when I was preparing for surgery at one time, and it gave me a before surgery, a day of surgery, and a post surgery meditation. And it, believe me, was phenomenal in terms of lowering my anxiety level. So I offer that. Other things on here include planting. This is a great time to do some planting. If any of you received any Mother's Day plants, a good time to put them in some pots or put them outside in the ground. Very meditative, very grounding experience as well. Cooking is here. Cooking can be a wonderful bonding experience as well as meditative experience. Other things on here include, let me see here, being open-minded, taking a walk, spending time in nature, and what else is on there? Taking a bath. So those are some ways in which you can have mindful practices of being purposeful about relaxing and managing your stress level. So, any ideas that you all are doing that you might want to offer to your fellow classmates or colleagues? I just gave a few off of this particular poster, but if there are any things that you all are doing that you'd like to share in terms of helping manage your stress, please put it in the chat so we can all benefit. All right. So as we continue, excellent. One typed in music, walking, taking. Actually, Miss Rhonda, can you read off some of those for us, please? In terms of what they're sending in, what they're doing to manage their stress levels.
Yes, what I see so far is music, which is an excellent idea. That helps so much. Walking, exercising, cooking. Ms. Pear said she got her daughter some indoor gymnastics equipment so that she can exercise inside. And Mr. McKinley said he's suggesting that you plan on how you're going to move forward. Take care of what you can and be patient with what's out of control. And then Ms. Dosey said prayers. And Ms. Davis says self-reflecting. And then someone who I'm not sure who, it says listening to motivational videos. Oh, that's Miss Hazel. She says listening to motivational videos to keep your mind at ease. And family group chats, which is another good one. We're having a family Zoom meeting every Sunday at 8. And I'm starting to look forward to it just like I'm going to a party. It's the weirdest thing.
Excellent, excellent. Great ideas. Wonderful ideas. All right. So as we move, we did the S, the sleep, and the H for handling stress. We're moving into the I and the E, interaction and exercise. And a lot of you identify the interaction that you're doing with your family members and with your friends. Wonderful. The Zoom meeting at 8 o'clock. I got to get that link. That sounds great. Sounds great. So these all fall within the realm of having purposeful and connecting where some are saying social distancing and some are saying physical distancing. And I kind of like physical distancing because I think we're able to get that social aspect in. So as we're physical distancing, still being able to find a way to interact is key. And I want to call attention to being able to interact outside of your normal sphere of people. So, for example, we're connecting with family, and for some of us, we may be connecting with church members or members of our synagogue or mosque, and that's fine. But maybe we can even widen the circle and start to connect with people who might be in our civic groups or organizations, or alumni from our colleges or universities, or individuals who might be on boards with us. Widen that circle, because when we return to some way of interacting, and I notice I didn't say return to normal. We don't know what that is. But we want to be able to keep that networking, those interactions. So I challenge you to go a step or two outside of your normal circle. The next one is exercise. And just very simply do something that you like to do and do it more days than you don't. Boom. That's all.
I like that.
That's all. So, if you, whatever it is you like to do. So let me show you show you a picture of something that we actually did in the backyard. I think it's going to come up. Are you coming up? Okay. No, my screen's not frozen. I'm not. There we go. All righty. Oh, okay. Now it's just taking me. Hold up. Wanted to forward this slide. The next one, under after E, the exercise, we actually try to create a hopscotch in the backyard. So you do what's fun. We ended up probably spending about 20 minutes, which is enough time for a little bit of activity, and then that's really all you need. So and it was free. Well, I paid for the chalk, but I got that at the dollar store. So if you can find something free or nominal, or if you want to splurge, and an example of splurging is the example on the bottom, where I sent off for a paint kit. It was actually a couple's paint kit. There are paintings there. And I did one, and my husband did the other at the same time. And they send you everything you need. It was about $60, so that's why I say it's a splurge. But you got two sets, two kits, and you see our masterpiece of Venice.
Looks like you had fun.
we did, and the lines got more crooked as the wine was flowing, but that's another story. So, but it worked very well. So let's see here. The exercise. That's the learn something new, make it fun, make it frivolous, make it fulfilling. We have enough obligations where we have to do things. And then the last in our shield is diet. And not so much diet in terms of dieting, more so diet in terms of how we're fueling our bodies. And we want the best fuel for our bodies. Best fuel comes from more whole foods, more natural foods, less processed, less sugar, less fat. What else do they say? Less sugar, less fat, yeah, just less. More fruits and vegetables is the way to go. Helps build up your immune system. Helps in other ways in terms of keeping you regular. What regular means. Helps with skin, hair, nails, but also helps with sleep. Helps with cell repair. Again, fuel for the body. So keep your shield in mind as you go about this quarantine. Find ways in which you can get enough sleep, manage your stress well, and you all had great ideas for that you shared amongst yourselves. Interacting purposefully, getting enough exercise when you can, and doing what you want. Okay. Learning something new, and then finally getting the right fuel to keep yourself. All right. So the last, not the last, but one part of our presentation, I'd like to show a video, very quick video, less than 90 seconds. But it does illustrate all of the tenets that I've discussed to this point. So I'm going to set that up for you. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat as I'm setting things up. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think I'm back. I'm not sure why Microsoft decided to update at that time, but I'm back with the video.
Oh, good.
Woo! All right, technology, I tell you.
I tell you, something else.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. I hope to find it all over. Oh, okay, my dear. It's all right. Have one more again. Here we go. Okay. Yes, okay. All right. Okay, very good. Come on, come on. Oh, that's not coming up very well. Oh, the technology is, yeah, it's trying to work itself out. Take care of yourself. Oh,
That's a good idea.
yes.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Yep. Getting ready to do it right now. Oh, okay, I can't do that until this is done. Okay. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to put that right here, that link. There you go. Yes, it can. All righty. Oh, actually, that's giving me, okay. I need to find the YouTube video because that looks like it's just giving the Blackboard Collaborate. So I will follow up with you all. Oh, come on. There we go. Come on. All right. So it looks like I put the link in, but I'm not sure if that's the direct link or if that's the link through Blackboard. So what I'll do is I'll find the direct link and send that when I send a copy of the PowerPoint to you, Miss Rhonda. Okay.
All right, perfect. And then I'll make sure every participant gets a copy. That's
Okay.
perfect.
All right. Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. All righty. So we are just about finished here. Let me. There we are. Okay. Make sure that you all have the resources that you need before we end. Stopped right here. Perfect. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that you had the resources that I spoke about earlier in the beginning. So up here, resource to PGCC Wellness Center, where we offer remote video conferencing counseling. So it's actually in this format. Myself, as well as another counselor, Mr. DeVal Kent. And what I will do is I will put both um, his email as well as my email in the chat so that you have that if you'd like to get in touch with one of us and set up an appointment. Okay. The appointments are free for PGCC students, and you can receive up to 8 sessions each semester. So even during the summer. Next on there is the PGCC webpage for remote and distance learning. There are a lot of resources that PGCC collected for students, for faculty, and for students, faculty, and staff working from home, learning from home, teaching from home. Another resource is the Parent Remote Learning Tips. And I got that from Prince George's County School System. So it's independent of Prince George's, but it gives you a plethora of ideas and learning strategies and styles, and like I said, ideas for working with your children at home. There's also the webpage for the Prince George's County Public School System. They've got a lot of resources for distance learning, remote learning. Finally, the website for the county itself, where you can find information on financial assistance, including the nonprofit employ Prince George's. They're offering they're offering gift cards to members of the community in Prince George's County. So I invite you to visit their website, Employ Prince George's, the nonprofit organization that's affiliated with PGCC, as well as information on food pantries if you're in need, as well as various testing sites that may be in the area. And then lastly, a resource to SAMHSA, one of the government agencies that is key for disseminating information on mental health as well as substance abuse. Now, I didn't really touch a lot on substance abuse, probably didn't touch on it at all. So let me touch on it now. There might be the tendency, being in quarantine, to lean on different substances as a way to cope, whether it's alcohol, whether it's coffee, whether it's marijuana, whatever it might be. And so just the awareness, being aware if your usage starts to change, if you start to use more often, if you start to use more than you typically would, if it becomes problematic for you. Certainly, I encourage you to contact counseling services. Both Mr. Kent and I are trained to help in instances like that. And of course, if you'd like to garnish assistance on your own, definitely look at the SAMHSA website. They have references to different types of online support groups, whether it's Alcoholics Anonymous or Overeaters Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. Whatever it might be, there could be some help and support for you if you reach out. All right, so that concludes my presentation for Next Step on helping you to cope and giving you some strategies about self-care, well-being, and managing your overall health during this quarantine.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me put in my email address as well as Mr. Kent's.
Okay, perfect.
And please let me know if there are any questions I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, everyone, for your participation. For those that are still here and can hear me, I'm glad you were able to join us today. And thank you so much, Dr. Danielle, for sharing with us and taking the time to have 2 sessions with us and share your insights. We appreciate that tremendously. I can't thank you enough.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Please call me again if the need presents itself.
We certainly will.
All right. Well, with that, I'll go ahead and end the session and end the recording. And you take care.
All right. You do the same. Stay safe,
Thank
everyone.
you.
All right.